a video on using the pheasant legs that I confied months ago that have been in the back of the fridge, and hopefully it's still alright. I haven't actually opened it, but I was kind of thinking the other day, I was like, oh yeah, I've got those pheasant legs that I confied. We really should be doing something with those. And then also a continuation on another video which was the crispy fried pancakes. I forgot what I filled them with, but they were delicious. So I kind of thought, well, what we can do is we can do some crispy fried pancakes, but we'll do them in the style of the crispy aromatic duck that you get in Chinese restaurants, where it's shredded duck in pancakes, and you roll them up with some cucumber and some Hoi Sin Sauce and some spring onion, and then you eat them and they're delicious. But what we'll do is we will use those kind of, so we'll use the pheasant as the duck element, we'll use the cucumber as the cucumber element, and then we'll pancake, but we'll actually cook them, all those, and the Hoi Sin sauce we'll put through the pancake, and we'll kind of cook it and we'll fry it, and we'll see how they turn out, like a crispy aromatic pheasant pancake type thing. So I've made the pancakes. I've made them a little bit thicker than I normally do. So and 1 egg pancake mixture normally gives about 7 pancakes. I've got about 4 pancakes out of it, so they're just a little bit thicker, so they'll hold together when we deep fry them. I'm not entirely sure how much meat we're going to get off the pheasant legs, so I'm not going to cut up a cucumber yet. I'm going to see how much meat we get off first. So we really should open that. And then what I'm going to do is to dig the pheasant legs out of that solid fat's going to be kind of quite difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pan of cold water, bring it slowly up to the boil, and that'll melt all the fat, and then we can get the pheasant legs out relatively easy. But I'll open it and we'll see what it'll like on the inside. So hopefully, oh, there we go, that's fine. So there's no mold or anything or any kind of growth on the top there, so that's fine. So that can go in a pan of warm water, of cold water, bring it slowly up to the boil. If we boil it too quickly, there's a danger that we're going to crack the glass. We don't want to do that, because then we'll get shards of metal in the meat, and that's really kind of quite dangerous. So cold pan, slowly up to the boil, it'll melt the fat, we'll pull the fat off, and then we can shred the meat out of that. And then we can look at how much meat we've got, and then we can do something with the cucumber. I'm going to slightly pickle it in a bit of vinegar and salt, just so it's a little bit sharp, so it takes away the richness from the pheasant legs and the Hoi Sin sauce. I haven't got spring rolls, spring onions, or onion. I don't like raw onion in things anyway. So I'm not going to use onion, and I'm not going to go out and buy spring onions. I've got chives in the garden, so we'll use that as the onion element, and we'll cut them a little bit longer and see if we've got any the bases where they're starting to go a bit thicker at the chives outside. So we'll use that as the spring onion element. But that's it. Oh yeah, and so we'll fry some just as a pancake, and then we might actually coat some in breadcrumbs as well and deep fry them that way. So we get like a 2-for-1 video type of thing. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. But that's what I'm going to do. Right, the fat has melted, so we will pour it into another container, because I'm certainly not going to waste that fat. Okay, the legs want to come out pretty easy. And then we'll strip the meat off them, and then we'll see how much we've got. And we'll separate the fat out as well. Well, the fat, the skin, all that kind of stuff, and the little bits of sinews and all that kind of stuff. What we'll do is we'll pour that fat back into there, because there's going to be too much for that jar all in one. That out of the way. Right, so I might just use fingers. So we don't want that fat, and we don't want that skin, although we could fry up that skin and it'd be lovely, like crispy pork rind. So that off there. We don't want that in the pancake. That's a nice bit of meat. We don't want that. We don't want that fat. Just a simple case of going through. We don't want that. Well, we might fry that up and do something with it. we just need to you could just roast these in the oven until they crisp up, and they're delicious, and all the fat would render out of them. But it's not gonna. The only place it's gonna go if I'm cooking them in a pancake is into the pancake, and I don't want something that's too greasy. So, and we'll just get an idea of how much meat we've got, so how much cucumber we're going to need, how many pancakes we're going to be able to make, that type of thing. So as you can see, there's lots of what do you call those? Those are the tendons in the legs. You've just got to be a bit careful of those. There's more in pheasants than there are in, well, no, they'll be the same amount, but they're just a little bit more fiddly in smaller birds like a pheasant. They're still there in ducks, you've just got to be a little bit careful. We'll just pick out the nice meat, get rid of any of those tendons. It's just something you might choke on. So that's that. That's all tender meat. Yeah, so there's quite a bit of meat. Okay, so that's about. We'll kind of see, but I think that we're probably going to get about 4 pancakes. So one pancake per pheasant leg. I think will probably be about right, but it's lovely and pink. It's lovely and tender. I really should taste it, shouldn't I? There's just another bit of sinew there. So we'll taste it. See how it tastes. Oh, that's good. That's really nice, is that? Talking with a mouthful. Yeah, so I was thinking, I'm doing this with pheasant because that's what I've got, but a slow roast duck leg would be fine, or lamb as well. That kind of flavour kind of combination would work as well. So if you had some leftover lamb from the Sunday roast or something like that, lamb would work really well in these pancakes as well. So you can see what I'm doing. It's just a case of stripping the meat off. So we'll have I'll weigh, once I've stripped all the meat off these, we'll weigh how much meat there actually is, and then we can kind of nail upon a kind of proper recipe. And I think if we've got 4 pancakes, we'll need about half the cucumber. So we'll do the cucumber, and we'll add some vinegar and some salt, and just marinate that, and just get rid of some of that moisture as well. I think if there's going to be moisture in the pancake, it's going to make the pancake soggy. So we're just going to add some sugar and some vinegar to the cucumber and get rid of some of that, the water that's in the cucumber. And also because it'll be salty and it will be acidic, it'll work with the pheasant. It's kind of quite a rich meat, so that flavour kind of combination of sour and rich works particularly well. There's going to be some. I'm not going to get all these bits of sinew out, all these ligaments out, but we'll do our best. All right, so I'll carry on doing this with the rest of them, and then we'll do half the cucumber. I'll weigh the cucumber. We can do like a proper recipe, rather than me kind of like working it out as I go along. So wash your hands, and we can stop the video. You've seen what I've kind of done, so you don't need to see any more of that. So I'll finish this, and then we'll come back and we'll do the cucumber, because we know kind of what kind of ratio of meat that we've got. Right, so I reckon we're going to make 4 pancakes, so about half a cucumber. Because we're going to draw some moisture out of it, we're going to lose a little bit of volume, and we're going to get rid of the seedy part in the centre. So half a cucumber weighs about 270 grams. So we'll work on that as a recipe. So I'll do something else. I don't want to waste the inside of the cucumber, so we'll do something else with that. I might have a go at making a cucumber water with the rest of the cucumber. I'm not going to eat the rest of that cucumber, but we'll do something with it. So we just need to get rid of the seeds out the centre, because that's where loads of the water is. So if we can get rid of that, we're just going to be left with the cucumber. So it's essentially a bit of a pickle that we're doing. So get rid of that and that and that. I can just put this straight on the compost, but I think I'm going to do something with it. Not for this dish, something else. That there, and then if we imagine, we're probably going to want, imagine that those are the pancakes. Once we fold them over, it's going to be about the centre of it. So I reckon we'll need about this kind of length of cucumber. So if we're doing 4 pancakes, there's going to be about that much cucumber in each pancake, possibly a little bit less. But those batons are about the right size, so we'll do that. There, and I'll just wing it with the salt and the vinegar, I think. There, I reckon about that much salt and a couple of tablespoons, a tablespoon of vinegar, and we'll give that a mix around, and then we'll just let it macerate for a couple of hours until we're ready to cook the pancakes. That's going to draw some of the moisture out. So it's going to season the cucumber, and it's also going to draw some of the moisture out, so, and then some of the vinegar flavour is going to penetrate the cucumber as well, so it'll just be a little bit drier and just be a little bit, because if you put that, if you're going to cook that, a lot of moisture is going to come out of it. It's going to make the pancakes soggy, and we don't want that. We want them to kind of dry. So we'll just cover that and put it in the fridge for a couple of hours, and then that'll be fine, and that should kind of work. I think that's it. Yes. And then next bit we'll be back when we're putting everything together. Let's make some pancakes. We'll see how many it makes. I've shredded the meat off the bones, and there's 200 grams of cooked meat, so that's some kind of recipe. And there's some chives, about that much chives, and then the cucumber, which has been macerated in the vinegar and the salt. And we've got a little bit of beaten egg, which will just stick the pancake together. So we'll see how many we make. I think we'll make a minimum of 4, we might make 5. We'll just have to kind of see how much filling we're going to put in each pancake. So about that much meat, I think we'll get 5. I think we'll get 5. So if we work on the assumption that we're going to do 5, so if we can't do that, and that, we might get 6. We might just make them we might get 6. But I think about that much filling, that, some of these in there for the oniony, and then a line of, I don't want to mix the Hoi Sin in with everything. I want it to be like that. So then, if I remember how to do this, get that out of the way. We'll just paste it all around. The egg is just to hold it all together when it deep fries. So I know that I need to do that over there, that over there, and then we need to roll up, and it's extremely important that we put egg there so it seals it all together. We don't want them exploding. So like that. I think that'll work. So I'll do the rest of the pancakes. I'll do one more, because there's nothing worse than watching a video and not seeing how to do it properly the first time. So meat, yeah, we'll get 5. Meat, some of the chives, and then some of the cucumber, and then squeeze of the Hoi Sin. So every bite you should have a bit of the meat and the cucumber and the chive and the Hoi Sin, and then so Do it all around, just in case. And then I'll just deep fry some normally, like plain, and then I think I will breadcrumb some, see how it kind of turns out. Just as a kind of, will it work? Will it work? But how interesting it will be, and do you kind of need to do it? Type of thing, and then double amount of egg on there, just in case. So then just roll up fairly tight, and then we'll set it on the plate, egg side down, and then it so it doesn't spring back open until we're ready to cook. So I'll do the rest of them. So I'll do another 3 or 4, and then we'll see where we are, and then we'll cook them and we'll see how they turn out. Right, oil should be hot enough. I have, we've done 5. There are 2 without breadcrumbs, and flour, egg and breadcrumbed 2 of them. So just need to be a little bit careful when we drop them in. Might have been better in a frying pan. We'll see how we go. Oh no, it's going to want to explode, you swine. Well, that's a disaster on that one. We will have to fry them in a frying pan, I think. Maybe the oil's not hot enough. I'll give it a little go with the breadcrumb one. The breadcrumb one might hold together a little bit better. They're a bit loose though, I think. I think probably my rolling technique's not particularly as good as it should be. Give it another go. Extremely dangerous. There's that. No, it's going to have to be a frying pan job, this. They're just going to want to explode. So, we'll pause the video and we'll use the frying pan instead. Right, frying pan instead. So the side that needs to be down is the crease side, like that. I'm not going to waste those 2 that fall to bits. I'll rewrap them. We'll need a little bit more oil than that in the pan. See how we go. There's no failures in life, there's only learning experiences. So we'll fry them in the frying pan like this, and we'll see how they turn out. I think they'll be nice. Do you need to see them frying? Maybe. We'll cook them for a little bit, and then we'll get those out of the way. And then we'll start the cooking process. We've sealed as long as we seal the edge, this should hold together in a frying pan. And maybe off camera I'll re-roll those 2 pancakes. I'm still here, I'm still doing things. Where's the egg? Ah yes. The only problem with flour, egg and breadcrumb things, it just makes a mess of everything. I'm not sure it's entirely worth it, because you just end up with mess everywhere and all over your hands and Well, I'm kind of glad that I did extra pancakes. There we go, that's the first one. I really need to flip those over. So, what I'm going to use to flip them over, something that's not going to burn my fingers, come down a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that looks good. I mean, everything inside's already cooked, so it's just a case of crisping up the outside. I think probably half the problem is that the pancakes aren't just as pliable as I would like. I'll have to double wrap that one. No, I don't think the pancakes are the best thing to cook these in. Probably better with something like filo pastry. Or proper spring roll wrappers would probably be better. Turn it up a bit. Can we cook this one at the same time as well? Maybe. Maybe I should have rewatched the video, the first video I made on crispy fried pancakes, rather than just thinking, ow, remember, I'll just wing it. Oh yeah, don't use your fingers while near hot fat. It's extremely dangerous and extremely stupid. Yeah, I don't think I could. I think the problem is the pancakes. I couldn't get a tight enough roll on the pancakes. I think that's part of the problem. It's going to be nice. They're just not going to be particularly elegant looking. Things don't always have to be beautiful when it comes to food. Yeah, I think although it's a fatty thing to do, I think the flour, egg and breadcrumb is probably the way to go with them. Because you get that crispy outside. Maybe sealing them in the frying pan would have been better before I deep fried them. We'll see. We'll see how they turn out. They're going to be nice. Yeah, don't use your fingers on hot fat. You will burn yourself. Right, so it's nice and crispy on the outside. A bit more on that side. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the ones with the plain pancakes just need cooking a bit more, so they're crisper on the outside. I'm just giving myself loads of washing up to do, that's the only problem. That one can be ready. It can be nearly ready. So, wipe my hands again with another cloth. Turn that down a bit. We'll cut into one of them. And we'll have a look inside. Maybe a sharper knife than that one. Do. Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's pretty. It's pretty. You know, it kind of works. Not exactly how I want it to work, but sometimes we just have to change the way we do things. That can be ready as well. So yeah, bit of a faff, if I'm honest. Bit of a faff. Not the easiest kind of thing to kind of do, but it works. It works. It's going to taste nice. Just doesn't hold together. Just exactly as I want it. That's alright. Good way of using up those pheasant legs. Like that stuff. Now, as long as you don't want things too pretty, they're kind of quite nice. I will eat one without burning my mouth. Sorry, I've got my mouth full. They actually are delicious. Yeah, really nice. Obviously I use pheasant, but got some leftover duck or leftover lamb. They're really nice. Pickling the cucumber is a good idea. And then obviously the chive going through it's fine. I've got chives in the garden, so I'm going to use chives rather than buying spring onions, right, and use them kind of that way. And the Hoi Sin Sauce, yeah, that's really nice. Even though they're not super neat and look very professional, they are really nice. Of those, they're really nice. Yeah, I'll do the recipe properly, and I'll probably revisit this at some time in the future. But they're really nice, really nice. I thought they were going to be a disaster once they started falling to bits, but no, they're really nice. Yeah, I don't know if it's the type of thing people want to cook. But I think probably better made with proper spring roll pastry, because it's a lot more pliable, or phyllo pastry or something like that. But that was just me faffing around with pancakes. But yeah, they're lovely, and I'm going to enjoy eating all of those. So there, crispy duck aromatic pancakes.